And a half of racing we have in store for you right now. Later in the program, of course, it will be the Belmont with a $750,000 purse and $1 million bonus at stake. The track now listed as good, but is getting drier and drier as the minutes go by. A hot sun like this on an afternoon in June will dry it out quite quickly. Now they begin to head out to the racetrack. What a beautiful place this is. The Belmont paddock. One of the most beautiful paddocks you'll find anywhere, ranking along with, I guess, Santa Anita and the new paddock at Churchill Downs. There's number 8, My Memoirs, comes from England, where he came from last to win his previous race. 1A, that's Robert's Hero, half of the entry. He's supposed to go out and set a pace for his teammate. And there is Colony Light. Mr. Peace's horse, John Peace, who's a member of the Board of Trustees here at the New York Racing Association. And the favorite, AP Indy. Now remember, he missed the Derby, missed the Preakness, had the injury to his hoof, but came back here and won the Peter Pan less than 2 weeks ago on this racetrack and won it by 5.5 lengths. Now they'll head to the tunnel, out onto the racetrack. This is when the tension really begins. We'll be hearing the bugler, Mark O'Keefe, just about now. No, I need these. Well, you know, it's a different situation here in New York for the Belmont than it is in Louisville for the Derby and Baltimore for the Preakness. In those two cities, that is the biggest event of the year. Here in New York, of course, there's a big event every weekend. The Belmont is one of several of them. But still today, a tremendous crowd has turned out, despite the fact that they have off-track betting all over New York City. A crowd estimated at 50,000 has come out here to Belmont Park, which actually was built for a different day before there was OTB, and they could get crowds of 75 and 80,000 out here. There's Steve Cawthon, back home for the day. Hasn't even been in a race at Belmont Park since 1978 when he won the Triple Crown on this track with a Fern. Must be kind of a sentimental day for him. Number 10, Colony Light there. Steve Cawthon's horse, of course, owned by Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum, who had a Rozzy in the Kentucky Derby. And here we have Craig Perrette. Congratulations on winning the Nassau County Handicap. What's the condition of the racetrack out there? What should we expect?
All day today, the speed was holding up, and right before the Nassau race, we had come out on the track and noticed that they opened the racetrack up. You know, the way it was earlier, speed, they just wasn't stopping. We seen it where it was opened up, and then I felt, well, we might have a chance now because the speed won't hold as much, and as we seen, Strike the Goal was way back and he come running. So I think it's going to change the race a little bit now.
Change it a little bit in favor of whom? Do you have any idea?
Well, I mean, I think that the, AP Lindy and Pine Bluff, Dance Floor, them horses are going to be close together. I mean, they're probably
Dance Floor was in your race.
Yes, I've seen him the whole way. They're the good horses. I think they're going to stay in contact with each other. Maybe Zito's entry will probably set a little of the pace, but I think after they get into 5/8 of a mile of the race, we're going to start seeing the real horses show up. Congratulations
for your 2 in a row on Strike the Goal. Keep it going, Craig.
Thank you.
Craig Perrette, one of the gentlemen of racing. Time now for a good look at the 11 horses running in the Belmont. Remember that the saddlecloth numbers I'll give you do not correspond to the post positions. First, the Robert Perez entry. Number 1 is Agincourt. He was a hotshot 2-year-old who has faded since, really. However, he had a very bad trip in the Preakness, and trainer Nick Zito, who just won the Nassau County Handicap, thinks he has a big chance today. The stablemate, number 1A, is Robert's Hero. He's really in there to set an honest pace and try to set things up for his teammate Agincourt. Number 2 is the favorite, and here he is, AP Indy, won the Peter Pan, remember, on this track just 13 days ago, and the question is simply, has his hoof completely healed? Number 3, the colt from the Little California Fairgrounds, Casual Lives. Should he win and take the $1 million bonus as well? No doubt he'll be one of the big sports stories of 1992, and he could do it. Number 4 is the Preakness winner, Pine Bluff. He raced at Belmont 3 times as a 2-year-old, but never finished better than 3rd here. course, he's a different colt today than he was then as a 2-year-old. Now, number 5 is Al Sabine, Al Michaels' horse. Both his sire Ali Dar and his dam Sabine could go 1.5 miles. 6th in the Derby. He skipped the Preakness. Comes here with 5 weeks rest. That could help. Now the long shot, number 6, Jackson Port. He was claimed for $35,000 in January. He's the senior citizens entry. Owner-trainer Murray Garin is 71 years old. Jockey Jean Cruguet is 53. From France comes number 7, Cristofori. Last month he ran just about this distance at Longchamp and finished 4th. Jockey Steve Cawthon, once again, back from England for the day. Hasn't ridden at Belmont since that hallowed day in 1978 when he won the Triple Crown. Here's the other foreign horse, number 8, My Memoirs. His new owners are American, and they had to put up an additional $50,000 supplementary entry fee to get him in this race. English bred, came from last place, remember, to win his last race in Britain. Number 9, Montreal Marty would be the first New York bred to win the Belmont since Forrester in 1882. He's never won past a mile, has never won a race not restricted to New York breds. And rounding out the field is number 10, Colony Light. His daddy, Pleasant Colony, won the Derby and the Preakness, but finished 3rd in the Belmont. Colony Light's only win was a maiden race, although he did finish 1st in the Louisiana Derby, but was disqualified and placed 3rd. Jockey Julie Crone would be the first woman to win the Belmont. And speaking of women, here we are again with Charlesy. Charlesy, you know, we've been through 2 of the 3 Triple Crown races. We've had all the races leading up to them, and we still haven't really identified the star of this 3-year-old season.
Well, we could find one today, but there are 2 key factors that'll have to be overcome: distance and track surface. They're going 1.5 miles over an off track that's labeled good, and that leaves us with some unknowns. You know, horses are like airplanes. Some of them are faster. Some have greater range, and today's 1.5 miles is demanding of both, but only Cristofori has ever raced this far. But indications are that the big 3 should get the trip. Pine Bluff's running style and pedigree certainly indicate endurance, and after his Preakness victory, a track other than fast is certainly no problem, but he's never won at Belmont, which is his home court. Then we have AP Indy. He is the ultimate professional racehorse who should be unfazed by any race condition. His race in the Peter Pan was overwhelming, and if his foot problems behind him, he'll be very tough to beat. And then there's Casual Lies. He's honest, consistent, and fit, but though he's bred for a classic race, he is yet to win beyond 1.16 miles. His versatile running style will be a big asset today, though, Jim.
A quick pick.
I like AP Indy with big races from Colony Light and Al Sabine.
I like the foreign horses. If I have to pick one of them, I'll take My Memoir. Marlon would think about the whole scene this spring. Huh?
Well, he would be amazed at what's transpired since he came on this earth, that's for sure.
Okay, well, good luck to you. Shelley Riley?
Yes.
Shelley, you've been handling this spring like you've been coming to Triple Crown races all your life. I'm not sure you think you know what's happened to you this spring.
Well, let's see what happens after this race, and I may suddenly become totally aware.
How about him being second choice, huh?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay, thank you, Shelley, and good luck to you. Okay, so that's a little reaction in the owners' boxes, and the horses are starting to go into the gate for the 124th Belmont. Dave Johnson stands by upstairs. Here you go, Dave.
Casual Eyes is in, and there's Pine Bluff. Al Sabine is next. And just behind the starting gate, the former claimer, Jackson Port. Jean Cruguet, who won the Triple Crown. Seattle Slew. Here's Steve Cawthon with Cristofori. Steve, of course, won the Triple Crown with a firm when he was 18 years old. Steve Cawthon behind the gate on Cristofori. Steve is in. Post positions drawn by Lot. Agincourt, who wears saddlecloth 1, is moving in, and his stablemate Robert's Hero is next in line. These are all 3-year-olds. They all carry 126 pounds. My Memoirs with the red cap, and Jerry Bailey, who won this race last year with Hansel. Montreal Marty, the New York bred, and Julie Crone with Colony Light. 124th Belmont Stakes. We're ready for the start. 1.5 miles. And they're off. And Al Sabine from between horses. Now Casual Lies shows quick early speed. AP Indy along the inside is next. Middle of the track. There goes Agincourt. They go to the clubhouse turn. 3 of them across the track. AP Indy at the rail. Casual Eyes between horses. And Agincourt on the outside caught 3 wide and losing a little ground. My Memoirs up close. Then Pine Bluff alongside in 5th. Al Sabine has been shuffled back into 6th position. On the inside, Cristoforo. Around the turn and racing the backstretch, it's Casual Lies in front by 3 parts of a length. On the outside, that's Agincourt now charging up to challenge, and Pine Bluff makes a move. On the outside, 3rd, AP Indy with Delahousie content to sit 4th and save ground along the inside. It's 4 lengths farther back. My Memoirs is 5th. On the outside, Al Sabine is 6th. Cristofori on the inside is next. Then comes Montreal Marty, followed on the outside by Colony Light, then Jackson Port, and the trailer is Robert's Hero. They continue down the backstretch. On the outside, it's Agincourt, the only horse in the race wearing mudcaps, leading it by half a length. Casual Lies, again on the inside, moves to challenge. Those 2 heads apart. A battle on the front end. Agincourt on the outside. Casual Lies at the rail. And Pine Bluff just sitting off the leaders, racing in 3rd. 2 off the front runner, Agincourt. Then along the outside, it's AP Indy, who has not been asked for his run yet. He's 5th. Cristofori on the inside is next. As they race around the far turn, it's still Casual Lies with an easy lead with Gary Stevens aboard in front by a head. Agincourt is 2nd. Pine Bluff races 3rd. On the outside, AP Indy is called for action. With his head low, he joins them. 4 of them across the racetrack. My Memoirs racing 5th. And on the inside, Cristofori is next. They straighten away in the stretch, and Pine Bluff takes the lead ahead. On the outside, here comes AP Indy to challenge. They're in the stretch and coming to the 8th pole. AP Indy charges up on the outside. Pine Bluff at the rail. Pine Bluff with a short lead. AP Indy is 2nd. My Memoirs is 3rd. And down the stretch they come. Between horses, AP Indy with a head in front. Pine Bluff battling back. My Memoirs on the outside. AP Indy wins it 3 parts of a length. A photograph on the outside. It was My Memoirs, and at the rail, Pine Bluff. A courageous race by these 3 outstanding horses coming home in the 1.5 miles in 2 minutes 26 seconds, tying the 2nd fastest Belmont.
So
Only Secretariat
AP Indy has won a magnificent running of the Belmont Stakes. It's unofficial, of course, but in 2nd place was the English-bred My Memoirs, recently purchased by Americans, unofficially, and 3rd was Pine Bluff. That's all unofficial. Whew. So it appears unofficially that Pine Bluff will win the $1 million bonus as Casual Lies faded. Charlesy, what did you think of that race?
Well, I think we've looked all over the world for a hero for racing, and we had the horse right here, AP Indy. Pine Bluff looked a winner when they came through the stretch. The big 3 turned for home together, but it was AP Indy and that laid-back, doggedly determined style of his, and he ground everybody down and won at the wire.
Okay. Eddie Delahousie, congratulations. The Cajun's done it again. I don't think Eddie hears us this time. Pretty noisy, this crowd of 50,000 and more really still hooping it up. Eddie Delahousie, who won back-to-back Kentucky Derbies.
And there are the fractions, and AP Indy showed his good versatility. He was able to snap out of the gate, lay pretty close, wait when they picked it up down the backstretch, and when they turned for home, we'll watch them as they came through the stretch. Pine Bluff looked a clear winner. He had it. AP Indy coming along on the outside, head low. We've talked all summer about spring, about shadow rolls. Pine Bluff wearing one. AP Indy carries his head the way you want a horse to carry. That's why you put a shadow roll on him. Head down, long, slow, smooth stride. And that's what probably makes the difference in the end. That wonderful way of going of AP Indy. He's the best 3-year-old in the country. Only 1 narrow loss in his career. 7 straight victories.
Prior to coming to the Peter Pan, but now he loves this track, as he wins the Peter Pan 13 days ago, and we're going to isolate on him here. He went off, by the way, at even money. The results are not yet official, but he will pay either $4 or $4.20 as you take us down the stretch, Dave.
Eddie Delahousie, who's with AP Indy on the outside, knows how to win the Belmont. He did it with Risen Star. And let's watch him here. Pine Bluff is in front. Here's AP Indy. Here's the eventual horse that Steve Cawthon rode Cristofori, but let's watch him down the backstretch, and let's watch the big move of A.P. Indy. Neil Drysdale did not compromise this horse by starting him too early. He ran him when he was ready, and he was ready in the Peter Pan, and he was even more ready this afternoon, going a mile and a half. McCarron getting all he could out of Pine Bluff on the inside. Reward of $1 million bonus isn't too bad. But here comes A.P. Indy, who really asserts himself at the head of the 3-year-old class, Al, with this major victory in the Belmont Stakes.
So A.P. Indy ineligible for the Triple Crown bonus. Again, you must start and finish all 3 races, and he had to scratch from the Derby the morning of, rested during the Preakness period, came back in the Peter Pan, and wins here as we take a look at another look at the finish before we get to an isolated replay of the reactions of his connections.
By a Triple Crown winner, Seattle Slew, his maternal grandsire, Secretariat, winner of the Triple Crown. He just keeps grinding out these victories, going to the front when he wants and winning as he pleases. Eddie Delahousie in a hand ride, a big move by My Memoirs on the outside with Jerry Bailey, who won this race with Hansel last year. Not close enough at the wire. A.P. Indy the winner.
And the results are official: $420, $380, and $3. The payoffs on A.P. Indy. My Memoirs, who was sent off at 18-1, pays $11.60 and $6.60. And Pine Bluff, who went off at 7-2, $420 for the show. The $2 exacta 2 and 8, $73.20. As far as the bonus points are concerned in the Chrysler Triple Crown Challenge, Pine Bluff came in with 10. And Casual Eyes had 8. Pine Bluff, by virtue of finishing third, picks up 3 more and winds up as the winner of the $1 million bonus. Pine Bluff ridden by Chris McCarron, and he's with Charleston.
Well, Chris and I are just standing here watching the replay of how he had the Belmont in his grasp at the head of the stretch and it slipped away. Hard to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's difficult to watch when you get beat, but this colt, I was really proud of him. He ran so hard. We were able to get away with a nice leisurely 1/2 and 3/4, and when I called on him at the head of the lane, he gave me a nice response and a good feeling. I thought he was going to leave that horse, but when Eddie put the hammer down on his horse, he responded also.
Were you aware of how close A.P. Indy was getting to you?
Oh, absolutely. I knew who was right alongside me, and I got to the 3/8 pull over there, and I told Tom I didn't really want to move when I did. You know, it's a mile and a half. You want to move as late as you can sometimes, but I saw that colt's white snip on his nose, and I knew who it was, so I said it's time to go. I didn't want him to get a jump on me.
And then My Memoirs came up and stole second, too.
Yeah, you know, he did. He finished real strong, and Pine Bluff finished very strong also. He just got outrun for second money.
Well, it's been a good couple of races for you in Pine Bluff, Chris. Thanks a lot. We'll go back up to Al Michaels.
Okay, Charlie, despite the fact that yesterday the track was sloppy and today it was muddy until just before this race, it equals the second fastest Belmont in history. Secretariat with that scintillating 31-length triumph 19 years ago at 2:24, and then A.P. Indy and Easy Goer each came across the line in 2 minutes and 26 seconds. And here's a look at the order of finish, with A.P. Indy winning it by 3/4 of a length over My Memoirs, and that Jeff Siegel's amazing. He supplemented Marshall Law into the Santa Anita Handicap a couple of years ago and won that race. My Memoirs supplemented today, finishes second. Pine Bluff third. Cristofori, Casual Eyes, Colony Light, Agincourt, Montreal Marty, Roberts Hero, Al Sabine, and Jacksonport in that order. Tominori Suramaki paid $2.9 million for the horse. Here's his reaction. And the normally taciturn trainer, Neil Drysdale, I suppose will have his disposition brightened today as his horse, A.P. Indy, wins
Belmont. And now I'm standing with the chairman of the New York Racing Association, Alan Dragone, for the official presentation to Mr. Tominori Suramaki.
Thank you, Jim. Mr. Suramaki, congratulations. On behalf of the New York Racing Association, we're pleased to give you this trophy, the August Belmont Memorial Cup, for winning the 124th Belmont Stakes. A marvelous, marvelous race. Got much to be proud of in that horse. Thank you.
We have an interpreter.
Yes, I did already.
What does he want to say?
社長何かおっしゃりたいこと。いや、ケンタッキーダービー使わないでね、みんなこうやって上野サークルに上がれることは非常に嬉しいと思う。He's pleased to see himself here because Indy could not make a Kentucky Derby. He could not attend. So he is very much appreciated for all the audience here and the support.
Okay, congratulations to you. Congratulations to Neil Drysdale, who did a wonderful job of bringing this previously injured horse up to this race, and to the Cajun Eddie Delahousie, who did it again, your second Belmont. Congratulations, Eddie. We're going to take a look at a replay. It's from just about the far turn. Here we go. Want to move up and see if that...
Sure, Jim. He was laying third at that point, and
I was just riding him, getting his confidence right there, and he was moving nice and easy. And he's a horse that's deceiving. You can be riding him, but he's still really not putting out as much as you really want him. Until I caught my stick, probably at the head of the...
Give him a look at it, huh?
Looked at it, and he kicked on. I don't know how many times I hit him. I didn't hit him that many times, but he really excelled when I did call on him, and he won by enough, and that's all that counted. And I think Neil's done a great job with this horse. I mean, coming back in 14 days after running in the Peter Pan to run a mile and a half, I owe all the credit to Neil, and we've been successful together, and he's a great trainer.
So AP Indy was the winner of the Belmont Stakes, but Pine Bluff with a third-place finish got 3 more points in the Chrysler Triple Crown Challenge and wins the $1 million bonus. We have Steve Torek, the general manager of the Chrysler Plymouth division, with the keys to a car.
Thanks, Jim. Eddie, congratulations on a great race and your second Belmont win. On behalf of Chrysler Corporation, I'd like you to present you with the keys to a 1993 Chrysler Concorde, our newest car, which will be on sale this fall. Great race.
Thank you very much, Jim. And this, I'm going to donate it to a good cause. And thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I'd like to say hi to my wife, Juanita, and the whole family back in California and all my friends. And I want to thank Mr. Suramaki and Neil Drysdale for giving me a chance on AP Indy. He's a great horse, and it's a shame he got hurt. I think he'd have won the Triple Crown.
Lots of jambalaya down in Cajun country tonight, huh?
Absolutely, Jim. Thank you.
Here is Neil Drysdale. You're known as a very low-key English gentleman, Neil, but you must be feeling a little emotion on this one.
Yeah, I'm very, very pleased for everybody concerned, for the horse, especially for Mr. Zuramaki, and for the whole team, everybody that helped put the horse where he is today in the winner's circle.
Well, the way you brought him up to this race, passing the Derby, passing the Preakness, took a lot of self-control, but you had him for the race he was ready for. Congratulations. And now again, we're going to go back to Jack Whitaker.
Thank you very much, Jim. As this Triple Crown comes to a close, we find that the most royally bred of all the horses wins the last one. AP Indy's blood is bluer than a Billie Holiday song, and the road seems open for him to clinch 3-year-old honors. However, I learned years ago never to judge the 3-year-olds in June. It takes all year to do it. And our hope is that Arazi, and there's a rumor going around that Arazi will be retired soon, but we hope that's not true. We hope he comes back fit. We hope Alidid comes fresh from the Canadian Triple Crown, and AP Indy keeps his health, and all 3 meet down the line in one single race. That will take what has been a rather mediocre 3-year-old year and turn it into an unforgettable one. And it would be a horse race that I'd pay a lot of money to see. Jim?
So that is about the story. We all started the springtime in Churchill, moved on to Pimlico with Joe DeFrancis, then with Alan Dragone here to Belmont. The 124th running of the Belmont had to be one of the most exciting that there ever was. Many more races coming on ABC this summer. Please be with us for them. For right now, this is Jim McKay saying so long.